Hello and welcome to the Whisky.com news on the 5th of December 2018. And we have a number of very interesting news. As always, we start off with Scotland. We have the Ardmore Distillery and they are releasing a new bottling. It's the Ardbeg 30 years old. Very limited bottling. It's from 1987, so it's also a vintage whiskey. 47.2% ABV. It was matured in ex-bourbon casks and finished in first fill ex-bourbon casks. So very, very interesting old Ardmore whiskey. Next up is a historic finding, because at the Lindores Abbey they found the oldest medieval distilling equipment still observable. For the people who don't know the Lindores Abbey, it's an abbey within Scotland that was a Catholic abbey that is said to have produced the first water of life for the king. Yeah, the king ordered, I think, 6 bushels of usquebaugh. That means the water of life, and that is the predecessor for whiskey. Unfortunately, it was a Catholic abbey, so it got burnt down, so a lot of it was lost. But now they did excavations and they found traces of charcoal, barley, and other grains, and also ceramics. So this is where they think the distilling equipment stood, or maybe it was just the kitchen. Yeah. Next up, we have Gordon and MacPhail. This here is the new color coding. I also said something about this. I'm going to try this during the next week. And they are releasing something really, really interesting. They're releasing 2 bottles. It's a 50-year-old Caol and a 64-year-old Glenlivet. Yeah, 64-year-old. They will not be in the standard bottle with a color coding. They will have their own private collection with a really posh and pompous case, because they're gonna be really, really expensive. Then we have a brand that is being sold. The Cutty Sark brand is changing. Edrington wanted to sell the brand, and they finally sold it to a company in France that I unfortunately can't pronounce. This company also owns Glenmoray. And you can read everything about that on Whisky.com if you want to have the details. And now they want to actually sell Glenturret as well. Then we have, as every week, a new distillery. The financing of the Port of Leith distillery in Edinburgh is now secure. They want to actually build a very interesting new style distillery, a bit similar to what MacMurra in Sweden did. They want to have the building very tall, very high, about 40 meters high, and then they pump everything to the top, and the rest of it is done by gravity. So a very, very efficient building. It will be opened in 2020, and if you want to know more about it, there is actually a written section on Whisky.com, so just check out this if you want to know more about it. And then we have the Blackwater Distillery in Ireland that is starting their production. And what they want to do is they want to use the blockchain technology. We know that from the Bitcoins, that they are securing all the transactions and all the Bitcoins within their blocks of this blockchain. And now the distillery here, the Blackwater Distillery, wants to save the information within a blockchain about every production step, and then put a barcode on the bottle that you can scan and then read everything about how the whiskey was produced. Last of all, we have a news from America. It's about a new celebrity with their own whiskey. It's Montgomery Scotty from Star Trek gets his commemoration bottling from the Silver Screen Bottling Company. We already had James Tiberius Kirk, Kirk from the Enterprise, who had 2 bourbon bottlings, and now Scotty is getting his own. I'm not quite sure what the bottling is, but as Scotty, as the actor is Canadian, but the figure is actually Scottish. So maybe it's going to be Scotch, maybe it's going to be Canadian whiskey. It will be available in March 2019, but it's not clear where it's going to be sold. So yeah, keep an eye open. Maybe you'll find it in your market at your home country. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you next week.